Vancouver, more than 6 out of 10 British Columbians don't believe a strong work ethic is all that's needed to escape poverty, and one expert says this reflects tough economic realities and the province's high cost of housing. Nationwide, fewer than 5 in 10 think a good work ethic is not enough to escape poverty. Results from a new poll show that compared to the national average, fewer people in British Columbia believe that a good work ethic will solve their money woes, and a social policy expert thinks it could be related to the province's high housing costs. Daryl Dyke, The Canadian Press. The finding comes in a new survey on poverty, published July 17 by the Angus Reid Institute, which looks at the lived experiences of people living in poverty across the country. Graham Riches, Professor Emeritus of Social Policy at the University of British Columbia, said that data from other research on poverty shows that even those who have jobs are struggling. Over 60% of people who are food insecure across Canada and in BC are working poor, he said. You can have a strong work ethic, but actually that's not going to get you out of poverty, he added. Article continued below. When it comes to the negative impact of high housing, BC residents came out above the national average. Nearly 3 in 10 BC respondents said that the cost of housing has had a negative impact on their financial situation, whereas the national average was about 20%. But breaking the data down further shows an even greater disparity for BC. In the survey, people were asked whether they identified as haves or have-nots when it comes to income inequality. For those who identified as have-nots, more than 60% of BC respondents said high housing costs were negatively impacting their finances, yet the national average was below 40%. Combination of difficulties with earning enough money to put food on the table and the negative impacts of the housing costs lead people to reasonably believe that working hard won't pull them out of poverty, Riches said. Nationwide, the Angus Reid survey showed that 3 in 10 Canadians are pessimistic about their personal financial situation over the next few years, and broken down by province, the feelings of BC residents are about the same. Tessa Vikander is a Vancouver-based reporter covering identity and inequality. Follow her on Twitter, @Tessa Vikander.